Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Nav. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. In this video I'm going to be comparing two lights, the Pixel Fodavil C150 with the popular light called the Aputure C120 Mark II specifically. Now, quick disclaimer, this light was sent to me free by the company Pixel. However, this video is not sponsored, and even though if it was sponsored, I'll still be always giving you my honest opinion and honest review about this light, whether I would recommend it and whether it actually beats the C120 or not. Well, stick around and you'll find out. Now, the biggest factor of lights is the cost and performance. So let's talk about the cost first. Now, the cost of the Aputure 120 Mark II is around £762 at the time of making this video. Now, the Pixel Fodavil C150 is £329. Now, the manufacturer is saying something, they're giving you a hint here with the model name. It's an affordable light, hence the name Fodavil. So they're even rhyming the model name with affordability. And that's costing £329, for less than half the price of Aputure. Now, the CRI, the color rendering index, as well as the TLCI, the Aputure is stating 96 and 97 respectively, and the Pixel, however, is stating 97 and 99. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have the means of testing the accuracy and the validity of these numbers, but for my needs and what I need the light for, it's absolutely perfect, and it's actually lighting me right now as we speak. Now, the noise level of the fan itself on the Aputure, the specification states that the noise level is 18 decibels. Now, for the specifications of the Pixel, it doesn't state on their website or the spec sheet. However, they state it's ultra quiet. Now, the fan is currently on. I don't think you'll be able to hear it because of my lapel mic, but even me sat here roughly about 1.5 meters away from the light, I can barely hear it as well. It's very quiet. So again, I don't have a sound meter to test the decibels myself as well. Now, the looks, the brightness is one of the biggest factors, again, of which light is better. Now, the Aputure 120d Mark II is currently stating on their website it's 30,000 lux. Now, with the Pixel, the brightness is over 65,000. So that's double the brightness. Now, the Aputure is 180 watt light, but the Pixel is 140 watts. So it's got a lesser power consumption, but a brighter output. Now, again, in terms of brightness on my camera settings, the Pixel is clearly one stop brighter. So a big massive difference. So, and it's less than half the price. So this spec sheet should really sway you a little bit more towards the Pixel, in my opinion. Now, where does it fall short? Now, quality and design is very similar, if not exactly like the Aputure. The build quality is very similar as well. It's very sturdy, as you'll see very shortly. The control panel is actually on the back of the Pixel light. Now, that could be a good thing, and for most it might not be a great thing. Excuse me. Because if you have a stand that's 2 or 3 meters high, then it's quite difficult to get to unless you have a ladder. Now, with the Aputure, the control panel is on the power supply itself that you can have at a lower place, which could be ideal for most people. And another factor is that that Aputure light can also take batteries, but the Pixel light cannot. So if that's a factor, then maybe you could be more inclined towards the Aputure light. Both lights do, however, come with a remote, which is okay. It works most of the time. It's not that bad. The build quality seems okay. It doesn't look cheap. So it doesn't matter if the control panel is way above where you are down here, but you can still control the light with the remote itself. Let's have a closer look at the light. So looking at the build quality first, you'll immediately be impressed with the build quality actually, because it's all aluminium and sturdy plastic, steel bracket as well. So the construction is very good. They didn't cut any corners that way, and it looks, as you can see, it looks very similar to the C120d Mark II. And this is the power control unit that I was talking about. It's all at the rear. It comes with the power brick and a holder, so this strap can go onto the light bracket here and hang off the light, so you've got a nice place to hang the power supply as well. The power supply socket is also has a locking mechanism, so you won't accidentally be able to pull it out. So once it clicks into place, then it stays there. It's not moving, it's not going anywhere. So let's have a look at the remote. It's not bad, it does its job. So if we see the light, even at 1%, you can see the light is very bright. So if we turn the brightness up, that's 50% brightness, and that's 100. It's a very bright light indeed. Let's turn that off. Comes in a nice case as well. Comes with this small reflector that I don't use myself. By the way, I've been using a round softbox which is made by Photo R, which is quite decent. It just folds away, you don't have to add any rods to it, so it does work fairly nicely. So that's the build quality. What else comes in here? You got different leads for different countries. You got UK and Europe, and obviously I'm in the UK, so I've got the UK lead here. The power supply looks quite decent, and in terms of using the light when it's fairly high, you can use the remote, which comes with a small battery, the CR2032, which is not ideal. It could have been better if it had double A's or treble A's, but we're not complaining. It's a new remote battery, and even then it's showing that a bar's already gone, so you need to carry a few of those little batteries with you, just so you don't end up running out of juice. So guys, that was the comparison between the C120 Mark II with the Pixel C150 Fodavil light. Let me know in the comments below if you own any of these lights, and whether you're inclined to go and purchasing the Pixel, or whether you love the Aputure too much to even move to any other brand. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do hit that like button, helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing, as there's plenty more content coming up. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell, as you'll be the first to know when my videos are out. So until next time guys, take care.